Cordial greetings, my name is Juan Alberto Paragranaus, and in this video I'm going to present the pedagogical objective of my lesson plan. This is my full lesson plan, and my lesson plan was created according to a common European framework of reference for language and basic competence standards for English in Colombia by MEN in 2006. Wait a second, okay. The lesson plan, language teacher, my person, Juan Alberto Paragranaus, and the unit name for this lesson plan is Let's Discover My City. And for students to 7th grade, and the time for this lesson plan are 3 weeks. Okay, first, the objective of my lesson plan is to help the students use English to describe and tell about familiar places in their city, developing their ability to communicate in real and meaningful context. The idea is that the students not only learn grammar and vocabulary, but also learn to express opinions, describe places, and share information about their environment using English naturally. This lesson plan is aligned to A2 at 2 level of the Common European Framework of Reference for Language and Basic Competence Standards for English in Colombia. This level is appropriate for students to 7th grade. Why? Because the students allow them to use short and simple sentences to describe, compare, and express opinions about familiar places in their city. And now, the learning objectives. It's important the plan of the learning objectives follow a Bloom's taxonomy. And what is Bloom's taxonomy? Bloom's taxonomy is starting with low order thinking skills. In this case is the first, remember, the next, you understand, the next, analyze, and finally create. It's important the order of the verbs because the children first not create. The children first remember. Then recognize basic vocabulary and expressions related to place in their city. Next, they understand and apply. Identify locations and directions using there is, there are, a prepositions of place in simple sentences. Next, analyze and compare different places in their city using descriptive and comparative adjectives. And finally, create a short and oral writing presentations titled My City Tour to describe and share information about their favorite places. Other thing that is important is the lesson plan integrates different teaching approaches such as CLAL, project-based learning, and gamification. When students design a simple city map, describing routes, participate in games like West to the Place, Find the Directions, and these activities make learning English more dynamic, participative, and meaningful. And now, the grammatical structures to teach. There are many grammatical structures, and they are not hard, and it's appropriate for this grade. For example, there are, and here is the description and the example. For example, there is a park near in my house, prepositions of the place, and indicate position of location. For example, the van is next to the supermarket. Simple present tense, and in varying contexts, affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms. For example, I live in Bucaramanga, my person. And the verb can, cannot is a modal verb. For example, we can visit the zoo on weekends. And the adjectives and description and comparison, and to describe places and make comparisons between them. And for example, my neighborhood is wild and clean. The connectors is important, the connectors. And for example, I like my city because it is modern and green. And finally, WH questions. It's important to let the questions the children may ask for the places, for example, where's the museum, and then the resource and materials for the class, the flashcards. I have the flashcards, city maps, have a city maps, PowerPoint slides. For example, this map indicate the route, and digital tools, for example, quizzes in Canva, on other digital tools. And finally, have the assessment and evaluation criteria. For this assessment, I designed a communicated rubric that evaluates the students' performance based on vocabulary use, grammatical structures, accuracy, fluency, and creativity. And the final product is an oral or writing project called City Tour, where students describe their favorite places using all the structures learned in the unit. And finally, to speak my lesson plan, and see in the next video.